Hi, this is Shannon with Chic and Sassy Nails by Shannon. We are going back to the basics. So I'm going to do a basic tutorial video on how to apply a Color Street nail set, a full set. I'm going to show you everything that's included in a package. So this is how they come. I did start to open this up. But as you can see in here, it's everything that you could need to apply the mani. I'm going to show you a couple basic tips and tricks as well. So this is some tips here that you might want to read if you're new. Shows you kind of how they work, and this is a little brief picture demonstration. So it comes with a little alcohol wipe. You can use it or not. A lot of customers and stylists prefer just to use like a Dawn dishwashing soap that will cut the grease and oils off your nails. So that's really the main point of the alcohol pad, is to clean off the nail bed, so there's no oil and grease or dirt or anything there. So a dishwasher soap, Dawn is nice and gentle, and it is it's going to cut that oil. So there's lots of sticky stuff. So this is what comes in the set. I just wanted to show you the packaging. You get 16 total strips and the little file and the little prep pad. And actually, I don't use either of those. I already had my nails prepped. So what I did to prep my nails is I did file them, and then I did gently push my cuticles back. I use a cuticle pusher that looks like this. You can use something like a a rubber cuticle pusher like this, anything, but just do it very gently and then wash off any of that dead excess cuticles. Go at least halfway up, and gently push down to your proximal fold, which is this area down here. So to get started, I did start with a base. So I applied Color Street's Ridge Filler as my base. If you're going to wear Color Street a lot, or any polish, starting with a base coat is nice to kind of protect your nails, keep them healthy. Um, you can also use any top coat. So we have, and this is Color Street Nail Strengthener. So this would be a good base. Any top coat, different brand. I have Nail Envy from OPI that I've used. Sachet V is a good in the purple. That is supposed to be a gel top coat. It kind of shrinks my Color Street. But I have heard from Miss Stacy that it makes a very good base coat. So I'm going to start using some of that probably, because I have some still left over. So the only other tools I really use are my thumbs. I do use a rubber cuticle pusher and an orange stick here just to make my life easier, but you do not need tools like that. And then I always have like a scissors on hand because I don't like to rip my packages. They do have a little tear here, um, like spot, a little notch. That's what I'm trying to think of. But I like to cut the end that doesn't have the writing on it. I like to open it on that end, because then I'll have that writing to know what set it is, for longer. So I have my flat iron set up next to me because I am going to take out what I need and then decide on, well, I should probably figure out what I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm going to do the accents and I think I'll do this. I don't know, do I want my thumb? So you kind of take and figure out which strips you want where. Because I'm doing, maybe I will do peach. Yeah. Okay. So I'll do these two, one of these, and my thumb, and this one. Okay. So I need two thumbs because usually I can't get two fingers done with one thumb. So what I do, so on the packaging that I just showed you, what I just tossed, so I'm going to have 3 nails that are this pattern, and then 2 that are the solid peach. This peach kind of has a shimmer accent to it. So it kind of looks, which means it looks, and it has like a flash of color, which is like lightly placed on the top, which then when the light hits it, it makes the color change depending on the lighting. So this set, oh, the name of this set, I'll show you really quick, is Madras Mirage, which I thought Madras was a city, but I have been informed it is the fabric that looks like this. So that makes sense. See, this is hitting the light, so it totally looks different depending on how the light hits it. Um, I guess my color is changing as I take my hand out of here. So what I do with my extra strips is I put them back in the sleeve. I take my flat iron and I just hold it for a few seconds. I like to do it a couple times just to make sure that these are heat sealed. Then these are 100% nail polish. They will dry out when exposed to air for too long. So that's why I heat seal mine. These are considered a one-time use product, but a lot of us will save our extra strips like that just to get more use out of them. They do not, the company, Color Street, does not guarantee saving your strips and using them again. So do so at your own risk. All right, so we're going to do a full set because I am doing a Manny bingo in one of my friends' groups, and one of our spots is to use the Pantone color of the year with it, which is peach. I don't know if this is the right peach, but I'm counting it as my peach Manny. So this design strip happens to come with these little designs and then a couple solid strips as well. So I'm going to go through this. So I took off this first clear layer. That is a very important step not to miss. So each strip has this purple. If you have an older set, it's an orange stripe, but it's attached here just loosely so you can peel it off. That is just the protective plastic layering. You need to take that off before applying your strips. Then there's a silver tab here to pull the strip up. So you can see how thin this is. If you smell the strip, it smells like nail polish. That is a good sign. You want your nail strips to smell like nail polish, but you do not want your packaging, the outside of your package to smell like nail polish. So you shouldn't smell nail polish until you open your set up and cut that plastic sleeve. If you do, let me know. If it was a set from me, I can tell you what to look for. So as you see, I'll just explain these as I go. I already kind of put this one on because I'm used to just doing it, but that's how easy it is. So I anchored this. There's a shiny side to this plastic that when you peel it up, if you just turn it 90 degrees and set it back on, it can help you handle the strip without it sticking to your fingers so much. Um, if you accidentally stick it to the wrong side, you will lose that strip because it is paper and it won't come back off. So a lot of us have made that mistake. It has 16 strips in the pack, so you do have extras to make mistakes with, so it's not a big deal. So I lower this to help line it up against my proximal fold. So the bottom of your nail where your cuticle grows out is called your proximal fold. I get it as close as I can to that, and I kind of tack it down, and then I'm kind of gently pushing and pulling the strip outwards to smooth it out as I flatten it. So you kind of pull and stretch very lightly, and then I'm taking my thumbnail and I'm just kind of cutting along the shape of my nail here. I kind of wrap it over the tip and then go underneath here. And then all this excess you can kind of just peel off. And then I'll show you, I'll use my, if it gets a little sticky and you can't get it all off, that is okay. So I take my rubber cuticle pusher and I smooth out any edges. So you can see here. And then there is a little bit of excess. I have like a little corner that isn't covering my nail, like it's overlapping or just hanging off, I guess. And then a little bit on the edge that I clean off. This is such a pale color on me. I usually wouldn't wear this just by itself. My plan was to actually go brighter for this Manny, but I think I'm going to use this as my peach bingo card square instead. And next time I use this set, I'll mix it up. Plus, I wanted to just do one set. So usually I do what's called a mixed Manny, where I take more than one set. Um, this design happens to have solids and designs in the pack, so it's kind of a built-in mixed Manny look, where you mix and match different colors or designs that coordinate. Some people like that look. I have gotten that almost all of my manis are that look now. So even if a set is one color, I will open up another set to go with it or use leftovers from a set. So there's lots of different options. I also rarely wear just one layer, but I'm going to keep this simple. So I have decided, I just did a series of videos showing the 5 Stylist Lab sets. So back in August, there was a contest for stylists, and the top 5 sales for that month got to earn the chance to design a set of their own. Those were released at the, oh, was it March? I don't even remember. I think in March. Um, so again, I line this up. Look as close to I can, and you just kind of gently smooth it out, and you just do your best. Oh, sorry. My watch started talking to me. I wouldn't, and don't worry about getting it perfect. There's definitely a little bit of a learning curve if you're new to this. Um, that it doesn't, I do love this design. Okay, so this set, like I said, has these design strips that are super fun for me. I really like them. If you wanted to mix and match colors, if this light peach isn't for you, like I said, it wasn't going to be what I was going to choose originally, but I thought I would show it now and get my bingo card. But you could really do a dark, any of the colors in this set. This collection came with 3 other colors of solids that would match perfectly with this as well if you wanted to open 2 sets and mix and match them. Here, I'll grab them really quick because that's what I was going to use. So I have them out. So this collection came with Papaya Pop, which you can see that bright orange would look really cool. The Samba Night, and the Rio Glow. So any of those would have been really fun too as an accent if you're not a huge fan of that light peach color. But like I said, we're gonna do a bit another purpose for that peach set. So I am, oh, and I didn't explain that how I am, if you notice I was being careful and I'm getting 2 fingernails done with 1 strip. If you have really long nails or if you're just learning, instead of just being so careful and not taking all of your strips out, you might want to pick and just focus on doing 1 nail per strip until you get used to application. Just because you don't have to worry about being so careful when you're applying that you know that you're not going to ruin that other half. Um, some people actually, if you have shorter nails and you're pretty positive you can get 2 nails done with 1 strip, you can cut your strips in half. So some people even fold these over, you know, corner to like curve part to curve part and cut it in half. Um, and then apply the strips. If you are going to cut your strips in half or anything like that, make sure you take that plastic layer off first, because on that side that doesn't have that little purple tab, it's very hard to get the plastic off of the strip once you cut that. So I highly recommend that you take the plastic off first. So like this, take that plastic. So let's go back here. So take the tab. I just rotate it about 90 degrees to give it a little place to rest and hold while I'm... So there is a perforated end where that silver tab is. If you gently remove that, that is how you get your double-ended strip. So now there's a curve on both sides, and I can maneuver this on my little anchor. We call this the anchor technique. It just um helps you control the strip a little bit more, and it allows you to set it down. It allows you to if this is a clear overlay, so we have some sets that are clear with a design that you can layer, those then will not get fingerprints all over them from you touching the sticky side. So there's lots of good reasons. Like I said, I can set that down now, and I can clean up the part that's overlapping my finger, my skin. And I just use one of these little orange sticks, or wood cuticle pusher, I think it's called, or some people call it. So I smooth this out as much as I can. If you don't have one of these, just smooth it out with your finger, just so it's nice and adhered down. So again, I have a clear base coat. This is the Color Street Ridge filler that I'm using. Any kind of top coat will work. Our nail strengthener works as a great base coat as well. We sell both of those along with our nail care product line. But if you're going to wear Color Street a lot, I emphasize or encourage you to use a base coat to help protect those nails. And I also highly recommend our Color Street remover when removing the strips, because it's just lovely actually. This is what it looks like. It is a non-acetone remover, which means it's acetone free, and it's not gonna like dry out your skin. It smells nice, compared to any sort of acetone remover. It works great with our strips. With anything, you do have to do a little bit of scrubbing with your glitters if you apply a glitter set. I have a little scrubby dip jar that I get at Target, and it has the Target brand um, acetone remover, and I'll use that for just a little bit, and then when it gets dirty, I empty it out, and then I use that jar and I replace it with my Color Street remover. So then I have these little bristles that I can help get rid of the glitter when I have glitter on, which is actually usually most of the time. A lot of people love and swear by nail clips. So if you ever had gel nails and have used nail clips to remove, it's basically little plastic. I have some, but I don't think I have them handy at the moment. Um, Plastic clips that you hook. It holds either a cut like pieces of cotton ball, or a lot of them come with these little lint-free cotton squares. They kind of look like a little felt square, to be honest. Oh, I have a little tiny tip I missed. This was just a little short to do my second nail with this. So I should have just gotten another strip out, but I did not. So now I'm going to have to fix that later. I might have to I don't know. I might have to do something to save that. I'm going to have to probably trim my nails on once these are all cured up. So these are dry nail polish. So they are dry to the touch when you apply them. If you notice, I can touch them right away. You don't have to wait for them to dry. However, they do have the part that's stuck to your fingernails was still wet polish, and that is what needs to cure. And I like to give it a good, well, it's the longer you can give it, the better before you mess with it. But so like I like to usually do this at night, but it is not nighttime right now. I'm just doing this before I'm going out somewhere. Um, but so if you can do it at night and then go to bed, then that can cure the whole time you're sleeping. Otherwise, a minimum of probably 20-30 minutes before you're doing any sort of soaking your hands in water. The longer the better if you're going to be like doing dishes or giving the kids a bath. That could, submerging it in water before that that bottom layer that stuck to your nails is cured, could create some peeling up, especially at the edges. You want to avoid oil, like cuticle oil or lotion too, till the next, well, oil for sure till the next day. I usually can't go too long without doing lotion, so just be kind of careful and you're not like soaking your nails in it. I would just like, try to avoid your nails if you have to do lotion. Um, so this is kind of my formula that I tend to do. My pinky and my index finger the same, and my ring and middle finger the same, and then the ring finger that'll match. Some people like to do every other, some people do the opposite, or some people do all the same except for one accent nail on their ring finger. So it just depends. Oh, another trick that I forgot to mention. I started with my pinky and worked my way this way. So I did pinky, pinky on both sides, then ring, ring. Again, I was sharing a strip. If your nails are longer, you can't do that, so don't worry about that. There are plenty of strips in the pack for you to use without doing that. Um, so the reason we start with our pinkies is because if you've noticed, I've been using my thumb a lot to trim off excess strip. And once you get your nail strip on your thumb, you're not going to want to use it as a tool. That's kind of in general, but especially for your mani here when you just put it on. So this last one, I'll show you what I use. So I do not see how I always use my thumb here to trim off the excess. I just push, you're just perforating this thin strip with your nails. And then this is never long enough, or it's rarely long enough unless I had just trimmed my nails and cut them very short. So this last one, I'll show you my tricks of what I do so I don't ruin this thumbnail that I just did. So I take this orange stick and just kind of scrape that excess off. So I clean up the edges like this, in overlapping any of my skin right away before it cures. The ends, you might want to wait if you're noticing you are getting, your ends are like peeling up or not sticking or chipping, anything like that. You might want to wrap the strip over your end of your fingernail and just kind of cut it lower, but not right where you want it, and then let it cure for a little bit, and it kind of shrinks up, kind of like, kind of gets sealed in there. And then once that's dry, then just take a file and gently file underneath it to get that excess, or I just like pick at it, which is probably not the best idea because that's how you ruin your other nails. But all right, so this is the last one. I'm going to take the plastic little layer off. I'm going to turn it around. So I'm going to line it up as close as I can to my proximal fold. I'm going to kind of stretch and straighten it as I smooth it out. And then I really want to like take my thumb, but instead I'm going to take all of this. This is another way you can do it if you're not going to worry about getting two strips done. Just take it and pull it kind of down and together, and you can see how it kind of wraps around that tip and smooths it all out. You can take your rubber cuticle pusher or your orange stick, and then you can just gently do the same thing that you would do with your nail. You can do this too if you don't have this much nail hanging over your finger, because I know not everybody grows their nails out or has long nails to do that. So you can, and then I just clean up with the orange stick on the sides. But again, these little orange sticks are your friend, available at the drugstore, Amazon in bulk, I'm pretty sure. If you've ordered directly from me, I send them in a lot of my sets, depending on what I'm mailing you. You can't mail these in just an envelope. It has to be a package because they get stuck in the machines. And even if you pay for non-machinable, sometimes they do not abide by that. All right, so cleaned up, nice and easy. So these are the same. I did Madras Mirage, as you can see. So, like I said, you allow this to cure for at least 30 minutes before you want to like do a lot of like washing of your hands or anything. A lot of people will do also put a top coat. I like to do, especially if I only do one layer like I did. Um, I need to clip this. So hold on a second. I'm gonna clip a little bit off of this nail before I do a top coat. I will do a top coat right away. Um, if you're noticing that your nails aren't sticking very well, I definitely try waiting a longer period of time before adding anything over the top because they have not cured all the way. I changed my nails quite a bit. I don't need them to last um, too long. So I am trimming the tip of my nail if I can, enough that my strip isn't showing a little bit of my nail. So sorry, I'm doing this off camera. So I just like trimmed off a little bit of that tip where I was just a hair short of covering my full tip of the nail. And then what I'll do now, I'm going to show you. I'm going to put it on a little earlier, but you don't have to, like I said, I have multiple. We have a pumping top coat, I have a Stacy top coat, I have matte top coat, like we have tons of different top coats. And different things work for different people, so it's kind of a little bit of what's that called? Trial and error. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word or the phrase. A little bit of trial and error to see what works best for you and what um process, I guess, works best for you. So the way that I apply might not be the way that you end up doing it. Like I said, I know some people cut their strips in half. I'm going to go ahead and use the Plumping Top Coat by Color Street today. What this is doing is this is just going to add another layer of protection. A lot of times I will wear two layers over 2 layers of strips. So I think that's going to be my next video, is layering your strips, kind of to demonstrate that a little bit. So I decided, like I said earlier, and I didn't finish talking about it, but I did a series of 5 stylist lab sets showing all 5 sets that were designed by stylists that came out last month. I have decided to do a new series, which this is our first video, of going back to the basics and explaining just the basics of Color Street with some tips and tricks that we have discovered along the way for those of us that have been using Color Street for a long time. I have been with Color Street as a stylist since October of 2018. I started where I tried the product for the first time September of 2018. So it only took me a month to enroll and to start selling it because I loved the product so much. Since then, since I started, we have grown a ton as far as numbers of stylists, but we've also have a hand and nail care line, which I've been showing you some of the product here. We have a makeup or cosmetics line. So we have become more of a beauty brand than just the nail strips. My go-to and my favorite are still the nail strips. I also really love the hand and nail care line. I like the specifically, I like the remover and the hand lotion, and then they have some nail like nail serums and creams to help with your cuticle care and stuff like that I like. I don't use all the products. And then they do have a lot of makeup now, and have not been a huge makeup person, but I do use the mascara and the eyeliner, some the lipsticks and lip glosses and balms and primer I actually use as well. But um, so here we go. So it goes by adding this plumping top coat, not plop coat, pumping top coat. I am going to extend the life of my single layer mani because it's giving another layer of protection. This gives a nice shine and kind of thickness so it looks more like a gel manicure as well. So I don't know if you can see that shine there, but kind of is going to protect it as well. So I have to be careful though. The one thing about adding a top coat, a liquid top coat, then you're back to having to let the nails dry before you can touch it. Where the beautiful part of Color Street is you can just touch it right away and not worry about it. So doing this at night when you're not doing anything is kind of key. Or go sit and watch a show, or um, listen to an audiobook or something. So, all right, you guys have a great day or night. Drop any questions that you may have. I will talk to you later. Bye bye.